I guess I muted my my safe track for my VOD, so that's disappointing. Sorry guys, I was just posting online. Hopefully you didn't hear me talking to myself too much. How is everybody? I was just finishing up my pre-stream social media posts, so since you've already heard me doing that apparently, I figured I'd just pop the camera on, but I'm not quite set up yet. But I hope you guys are doing alright. I will catch up on chat in just a second, but thanks for being here. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Happy Dragon Week Valentine's Day. There we go. There's something to look at while I'm posting. This is what we drew yesterday, if anyone missed the stream for warm-ups yesterday. I will introduce the topic for the day in just a bit, but if you want to start gathering your dragon refs, I do have some in my creature design folder on my Pinterest, if you need a place to start, but there's obviously tons of them. Tons of them all over the interwebs, so. Oh, hey Maze, hey Sloppy, hey Charlie's Dragon, Core. Wow, thank you guys for popping in. So nice to have some folks to chat with while I'm warming up literally and physically. It's really chilly in here. Not as bad as it was earlier this week. Well, it looks like my camera's not doing its job. I'll have to mess with those settings again. Sorry if I look like a ghost, guys. I promise I'm alive. Maybe this will help? Nope, that makes it worse. Oh well. I don't know what to do with the lighting situation in here. It's so bad. Okay, I'm gonna hit send on this post and then I will start drawing. Hey look, more Bollywood music is playing. Oh no, my little VLC player's broken. That's sad. Oh no, I didn't realize this is how I had it set up. Right, I just can't ever touch the size or place. Oh no, there it is. There you go, guys. Wow, had no idea that was how I did that. That's a shame. There's gotta be a way to fix that. My little jerry-rigged now playing bar is not working. Hey Jufer! Midterm time! Oh no. No, I didn't intend for it. Thanks for letting me know, Sloppy. Like I said, hopefully you didn't hear me talking to myself all crazy. I was running a little behind today because I decided to be healthy and make a smoothie, and I forgot how long it takes me to like measure out ingredients and like blend everything and log all the ingredients I put in there because I'm trying to be, you know, more responsible with my calorie intake. It took a long time. Actually, I haven't even had any yet. It's pretty good though. Well, I hope everyone is having a lovely day. I'm sorry to hear you're stuck at the train station, Core. That sucks. I hope that you aren't there too long. Good luck with your midterms also, Sloppy Salamander. You guys ready to draw some dragons? I hope you are. We're definitely doing that. And then I totally forgot to announce this on Discord. I was going to make an announcement, but I feel weird using that channel too much. I don't know if it's like worthy of an announcement, but I'm actually going to be off work tomorrow at my day job. So I have a whole extra day in the studio this week. I'm so excited. So I think I'm actually going to be doing it. Works out great. I am going to turn this on even though it washes me out. Sorry about that, guys. It's just really dark in here without this open. Well, I need to, maybe I'll adjust my camera on stream a little bit. I don't know. Sorry. But yeah, tomorrow is International Fanworks Day, so it's great timing. So you know who's doing a fan art stream tomorrow? This girl. So I hope you guys are ready for that. Fan art day. I may do some fan art requests. I don't know. I kind of want to draw stuff that I'm a big fan of that I don't see stuff done often, but yeah, fan art day tomorrow. So I'll be doing it at the normal stream time in the afternoon probably. I'm very excited. If you have any fandoms that you want to remind me of, I will warn you. I'm taking suggestions, but if I don't know anything about the fandom, I'm probably not going to draw it. But if you have some characters or things from shows while I'm posting on Instagram here, because I gotta focus, I'm telling you guys I cannot multitask these days. I also got like 4 hours of sleep, so I'm a little out of it today. But that's okay. Finish this post. Is all my Bollywood music playing right now? Yeah, it is. Chale Chalo. This is a good one. I like this one. This one is from Lagan. This is the one that we were talking about the other day, I think, when I was trying to think of the Bollywood films that I knew. Shoka and Lagan, these are the ones I actually kept music from after all these years. So it's a good time. It's a good time. Still haven't watched Bride and Prejudice or whatever it's called. Okay. Da-da-da, da-da-da, new stream. Next day when we looked at classic dragons. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm talking about this in my Instagram post. I'm gonna word vomit it at you guys too. But I think for my later stream today, for my afternoon stream, I'm probably gonna just do. Last night I had so much trouble sleeping, and my brain was just like, "Woo, we're gonna think about everything." Apparently, so I was laying awake thinking, and I was like, "Oh, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Maybe it would be kind of fun to do like a Valentine's Day themed dragon something." So if you have any dragon puns, I'm collecting them in Discord, but you can put them in chat too. Hopefully I don't miss them. But I'm trying to think of like funny Valentine's phrases that have to do with dragon, like plays on dragon wordplay, or like the word dragon, or just like things to do with dragons, or I don't know. It might be fun. I was also on the drive over here thinking of doing some like famous dragons, like, you know, Draco from Dragonheart, and then doing like you have the half of my heart or something, or like some reference to the movie. And I had another one for, I wish could have written it down, but I was driving. It was some other famous dragon that I had a good one for. Anyway, I'll take any and all dragon puns, even if they're references to movies and shows. I have not seen Game of Thrones, but if anyone knows a good one. Alright. Oh, we got another Goofy movie. Actually, I'm gonna take it off random because I want to hear these. So it's gonna play a few Disney songs here for a second. All right, I will catch up on chat in a second. Sorry, guys. Let me finish this sentence. Gotta think of tags. Tagging is the hardest part of social media, I swear. It's like the thing that makes me want to just avoid it altogether. I wish I could just auto-generate tags that wouldn't get me shadow banned. Okay. If I could make you see. This is a great Valentine's Day song, guys. All about getting someone you like to notice you. Really, I guess like half of Disney songs are targeted at those kinds of themes. Okay. Tagging and hitting send. And 10. Maybe another 10. 9. This is too hard. Dragon Week. Oh, Casey Sketch Along, that's one. I always forget to use that tag. I'm bad at my own hashtag. I've also noticed, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but when you're posting on Instagram, a good way to double check if your post is even showing up in hashtags is to use a small hashtag, like one that you know doesn't have very many entries in it. And then that way you can double check like 15 minutes after you post and be like, oh, did Instagram decide to ban this post because I used too popular of a hashtag, or too many hashtags that were popular. There's like some weird combination that I don't understand, that Instagram is like, oh, you used this many of a popular hashtag? Well, that must mean you're a bot, so we're not showing your work in any of these hashtags, and I still haven't figured out what that number is. Because sometimes I can use 30 hashtags, and as long as they're all under a certain viewer percentage, it seems to be fine, but it's very frustrating. So if anyone knows the secret to that, it's definitely most of why I don't post as often as I should, because just sitting here and thinking of this stuff takes so long. And then if you use too many of the same hashtags too many days in a row, it also does the same thing. Like, ugh. So frustrating. But anyway. Eastern Dragon. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hashtags. That shouldn't be too bad. I can't use the word dragon because that's too broad. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I think I got creature design in there. Yeah, that's fine. Alrighty. We're just gonna post it. Hope you guys like the Latin music. Alright, I will post on Twitter and all the other stupid places. Because actually, no, I'm not going to post on all the places. I'm just going to post on Twitter. I don't care. I don't have, like, any kind of an audience on Blue Sky, so it doesn't matter. One day, but not today. Today is not the day. Oh, that's... Okay. I apologize for all the typing, guys. Usually I try to get to my studio by like 9 o'clock so that I can do all of this before stream, but I'm having trouble with Buffer. Has anyone used Buffer? I'm wondering if it's just my browser. There's like things that aren't working the way they're supposed to. Alright, now then, to catch up on the chat. Oh, you guys are chatty this morning. Oh, I think I pinned a hello. I didn't even know pinning was a thing until recently. That's okay. Let's just fix that real fast. Alright, yeah. Yes, definitely good luck on those midterms. Mentality of a Jedi, time is relative. Smoothie is the eternal. I agree. It's a green smoothie, you know? It's healthy. Well, healthy. I wanted to throw more veggies in there, but all of them were frozen and I didn't have time to... I don't know. I just didn't have time. And it was running late, obviously. So it's more of like a purple smoothie because it's got like green powder, but then it's also got some other like vitamin stuff. It's good though. I sweetened it with some like, I forget the name of the powder. It's from some plant. I always have like weird random health food things in my in my pantry. I'm just trying to use them up. Some of them are getting kind of old. I'm a little excited. It's just a 2,000 word essay on evolutionary trends in the pop. Oh, wow. Wait, what are you talking about a college class? What do you, I don't actually know what you're in school for, Sloppy Salamander. Tell me more. This sounds really exciting and also difficult. Good luck. Hardest part about it is which group to pick, Cretaceous Tyrannosaurus or Cretaceous Hadrosaurus. Ooh. I feel like Hadrosaurs don't get enough love, so my gut says you should go with Hadrosaurs, but people do love a good Tyrannosaur, so... Yes, Tyrannosaurs are overdone. Yes, that's exactly my thoughts. Very little interest in making fan art, which is ironic since I did a lot of BOTW. I don't know what that is. Art last year. Well, I don't love doing fan art. I kind of burnt myself out on it when I first started getting into illustration. I used to do it as like warm-ups, like especially when I was in college and just was like, I don't know, nerding out about stuff. But it's like, sometimes it's fun to world build in a world that already exists and you can just kind of expand on that universe. So I liked it for those kinds of storytelling things. But I sort of, I don't know, like conventioning and feeling like I had to make fan art for people to stop at my booth. I didn't even make that much. I just made like a few pieces, but I still have some prints from those days, and I'm just like, I have no interest in like spending a ton of time doing fan art for convention work, and so I haven't really done fan art in a while. But I do think sometimes it's fun to redesign famous characters, or like, that's probably what it'll mostly be, is like, here's this character or this person, but in my style, or here's, I don't know, it'll be something like that. We'll see, but it's not, I haven't done fan art in a while, so when I saw that was on the Obscure Holidays calendar, International Fan Works, excuse me, it could be if you're a fanfic writer, it could be your day as well. International Fan Works Day is tomorrow for those who missed it earlier, so that's what I'm talking about. I just thought it would be a fun theme also for a stream since I have tomorrow off. It's great. I very rarely get 4 days in the studio, which is good, honestly, because yesterday, oh my gosh, you guys, I meant to be so much more productive yesterday. I was productive until about 3. And then I made the mistake of joining a stream I knew I was going to get too invested in, and I just shouldn't have. But I ended up spending like 5 hours having conversations about AI art, which was very stressful, and I think part of why I couldn't sleep last night, because my brain was just, like I was still going, anyway, I was just going over that stuff at like midnight still, just like by myself. It was bad time. And then I had a snack when I got home, which also tends to keep me awake, so it's probably a combination of factors, but anyway, I'm very tired. And didn't get as much done yesterday as I was hoping to get done, but today is a new day, and I have a whole extra day tomorrow, so I'm going to make up for it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. All right, I'm going to try to do an Easter dragon. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. What annoys me about everything, especially Instagram, is it won't show you everything. I know. They've changed it on Instagram. I don't know if you guys know this. Sorry, we're talking about, Instagram now on stream. But when you first go, oh look, there's my post. When you first go to Instagram, this is a terrible way to do this. See the little thing that says Instagram? Hold on. There's a better way. Okay, so you can click this little Instagram down arrow. There we go. And you can click following. And you can also favorite people. So you can like make lists of people. It sucks that you have to do that as soon as you open the app, because it doesn't, like, you can't just set it to automatically show who you're following. But if you click following, it will show you chronological posts. It switches back to the way it used to be before all the algorithmic nonsense. But yeah, give that a try. I've found it very helpful because, like, right now I'm seeing a post like literally would not have seen otherwise. So, well, yeah, and there's another one. Somebody who doesn't use tags, so they don't show up in anything unless I do following, which, I hate all of that so much. It shouldn't happen, but anyway. Yeah, so now I'm seeing stuff that I missed this morning. I also just threw my keys on the ground because I apparently am that frustrated. Anyway, okay. Oh, sorry, there is an ad break. Sorry to anyone who's stuck in the ad break. Thank you for sticking it out through the ad break. I appreciate you. And thanks to those who have subscribed and gifted subscriptions to keep people out of the ads. It's so nice. You could do less known Tyrannosaurs, yeah. Yeah, I know. I get so many ads on Instagram and Facebook. I've heard that it's dependent on if you use the same hashtags. Yeah, if you make 3 posts. Yes, that's part of it. Yeah. Secret trick is simply not have a Facebook or use Instagram. It's true. They have only brought misery to me as well. I actually took a very long break from social media. Actually, during all of the AI stuff that was going on at the end of 2022, I was so stressed. Like the first half of 2023, I didn't even get on. Really, honestly, probably, well, then some other stuff happened in my life, and I was just too stressed and overwhelmed in any way to deal with it, but I took a very long hiatus for a lot of last year. I'm trying to be less invested in it. I don't check it a lot like I was. I don't keep up with things. I just find I'm less stressed if I'm less connected. But I'm trying. That's why I'm trying to set up these like things like Buffer and Metricool. Those are like some post scheduling apps, so I can just. The plan is to have enough stuff made ahead of time that I can just in like doodles and sketches and works in progress shots that I can just sort of like plan out like a week of posts and then just do one morning a week, like maybe after warm-up streams on Mondays, I'll just dedicate like a few hours to scheduling out posts for the week. And I'm hoping over time it'll go faster. And then that way, when I get on social media, I can just encourage people and share things and like do the fun part, which is just like getting inspired and like liking and bookmarking and interacting. But the actual post making part is, and just like trying to figure out how to get seen is so frustrating. But it makes me nervous because if I schedule out the post, I'll have no way to double check whether or not something is getting shadow banned. That's like the one benefit to scheduling my own posts. So anyway, I gotta figure out a way to, I just need to figure out hashtags. I'm gonna think about that later though. Gonna try a long neck and an even longer tail. Excellent, I love that, I'm excited. I don't think I've seen you draw too many Eastern dragons, so I'm looking forward to that. How few Parasaurolophus interpublications there are. I know, Parasaurolophus is the best. You should totally write about Parasaurolophus. I'm not biased at all. It's definitely not my favorite dinosaur. Probably not gonna draw anything Parasaurolophus at all this week, because I never do that. I might do a Parasaurolophus dragon. We'll see, we'll see. No, I agree. I think it's great. Most mentions of them seem to come from studies on closely or less close. Interesting. That is interesting. It is DuckTales. Yeah, it was DuckTales playing. I had it on random shuffle, but I saw it was in the Disney section, so I just took it off of shuffle. I can't actually hear what it's playing very well. If I turn it up any louder than this, it's about as loud as I can turn it up, because if I do, my microphone will pick up on it, and then my VOD will get copyright dinged and muted. Evolutionary paleo. Oh, is that class? Yes, I looked at that. I could not afford it, but I hope that's going well. I'd love to hear about what you're learning if you felt like sharing. Yeah, that's really cool. Did you tell Danny that you ended up doing it? I bet he'd be really excited. I mostly just look at people's stories. Yeah, I know. Honestly, I've been using stories more than posts recently, and I feel like engagement's higher. I think a lot of people do that. I think everybody's a little overwhelmed with Instagram scrolling. Oh, thank you, Amaze. Yes, there's my socials. I'm catching up on those there. Yeah, it's frustrating, but I think you can do it. I think you can do it on Facebook too. I think they've changed it now because it's all Meta, right? Meta. You can change that on Facebook as well. I don't use Facebook though. I use it, but I only use it to cross post from Instagram just because I have like friends and family that only follow me on Facebook but don't actually use other platforms. So I kind of want to keep them up to date with what I'm doing. But yeah, I don't really mess with Facebook. So frustrating. Deleted my Facebook 7 years ago. Hey, I don't blame you. Instagram is abandoned pretty much. It hid posts from my friends for so long. Yeah. You missed out that one of them had a kid. Oh my gosh, that's so sad because that's the whole point of Instagram and Facebook is to be able to keep in touch. And it sucks that you have to like dig in and actually change that setting from just like show me what you think I want to see Instagram to show me literally everyone I'm following, please. And if I miss a post because they didn't post today, that's fine, but just I want to be able to see recent posts when I check in. Like it doesn't seem that seems logical to me. Anyway, I don't know if I'm shadow banned on Insta. It's hard to tell, honestly. I kind of figured it out on accident last year when I did a creature design challenge. I might do it again this year. I think I'm going to change it up though. I did one last year called the Creature March. It was pretty much right after that was done. I stopped posting on Instagram because I was so exhausted from it. Gotta rethink how I do that this year. But yeah, so I noticed it because as I was using those hashtags, it was like every other post, it would just like block them. And I think it was because I kept using the hashtag Creature March. And so it's like totally, that whole rule has removed a lot of the ability to participate in daily art challenges. So I think I'm going to change it to just be a weekly art challenge. I feel like that's more manageable. And then if you want to do extra posts, I'll have extra prompts. Like some people like doing stuff every day. So I'll have like 7 days of prompts. But then like choose one or two. And like that's what I want to see from you this week. Like whichever one you want to do. because I feel like most people don't have the energy for that and the time anyway. There is value, I think, in a daily drawing challenge, but it's so hard to share that on Instagram. It's like the headache and the hassle is just, it's not worth it. So I think I'll do that again this year, but maybe change it. Yes, Billy Joel for sure. But yeah, if you want to check if you're shadow banned, what I do, like I said, is to post and then use a small hashtag. So like the one I use for my warm-ups is Casey Sketch Along. So there's not too many posts in there because I keep forgetting to post my sketches on Instagram. But anyone who does post on Instagram, if you make any sketches or anything from these warm-ups, please use that hashtag. I share the ones that, there's been a few people who've used it, so I'll share that post if you use it. But yeah. It's easy to check though, because then when I look at that hashtag, if I don't see my work still, like usually I'll post and it shows up in the hashtag, I'm like, great. Initially Instagram has accepted this, right? And then I'll check 20 minutes later, and if it hasn't, if it's like gone from that hashtag, it's like, okay, Instagram algorithm decided one of these hashtags it did not like, and now I'm removed from all of them. So that's when I usually re-upload the post, which is super annoying. But at least I've gotten to the point where I literally copy and paste every post I make. So when I do my post scheduler, sorry, I'm kind of talking this out to make myself hyped for this because it sounds like so much work. But I think I'm going to do like a companion Word doc where I paste all my text and hashtags. And then that way, if I do need to repost something, I can see if it uploaded, and if not, I can repost it myself or something. So it's going to take a lot of planning, but I think in the long term, it'll just save me time and stress. Because I hate breaking up my day of having to make an Instagram post at like noon, because that's my peak time that like most of my followers are looking. So dumb. Ugh. This is why one day my goal is to be successful enough to hire someone to do my taxes and to hire someone to be my personal assistant and just do all this stuff for me. Ugh, one day. Those are like my career goals. I will know I have made it when I am making enough money to cover expenses and to pay for those two things. That will be my marker for success. I will be totally happy. Like, I don't need more than that. It's fine. I just want to eat food and draw things that I like drawing and pay someone to do the hard stuff. Okay. Speaking of eating food. Everyone is shadow banned on Insta. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so frustrating. Oh my gosh. Yeah, look into Metricool. Metricool might be good. It does most things for you. Gotta go. Train is packed. Oh, upset toddlers. Oh no. I'm sorry. Yeah, be safe. Have a good trip if you're still listening. If not, that's okay. All right, let's get started, guys. I've done enough diatribing about social media. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on how to beat the Insta algorithm. But let's get this started. So we're gonna be drawing dragons today. Hopefully, anyone who wants to draw along has had time now to gather some references. Oh, speaking of checking, let's check and see if my post got shadow banned. Oh, somebody liked it, so that means it did show up at least for someone. Oh, there it is. There it is. It's at the top of my sketch along hashtag. Okay. All right, it's there. We'll check again in half an hour. Don't you hate this game, guys? Don't you hate it? All right. I do need to make an Instagram story because, like you said, everyone reads those. Okay. Ooh, but at least you have a good song to listen to. If you haven't had a chance to gather refs yet, please do that. Here is the references folder that I use. If you would like to steal some of mine, go for it. I mean, I didn't take those photos. I just penned them, obviously. Happy. Let's design some dragons this morning. So the idea is to take all the stuff that we've been looking at over the past week and a half and make your own dragon. You know, you can do Eastern style, Western style. Do your own style. Honestly, if you haven't yet, just do a very quick creature design hashtag search on any social media platform, or look at, like, honestly, DeviantArt. There's some bad stuff on there, but there's also some really good art there. ArtStation's great. Just do a quick search for creature design on Pinterest, anything. You'll find so many cool ways to interpret nature and put it together to make something. If you're somebody who likes doing world building, it's a great exercise. Think about why things would need certain attributes in the world you're designing. Look at what nature, like how nature has answered these problems, and look at how they've answered the problems historically. Like there's a lot. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Ooh. I love it when I can make it to the mute before I sneeze. It doesn't always happen. Yeah, look at like prehistoric animals. There's a lot of extinct animals that had some really interesting body designs. And it begs the question, like, what purpose did this serve? It's like nature doesn't just make a thing just to make a thing. I mean, that's not entirely true. Sometimes, well, I guess even things made for display still have a purpose, right? It's typically to attract a mate or to intimidate a rival, kind of thing. But yeah, go look at that stuff. I'm almost ready. Feel free to come back in a few minutes when you've got your stuff. I'm not going to put my refs probably on screen. I'll probably just have them on my other monitor here, just because I don't want you feeling like you have to use the reference I'm using for this stream. So this is kind of a find your own reference sort of a day, but there's plenty of resources out there. Phil Collins Tarzan. Oh, my voice is already cracking, guys. Ugh, so tired of this. Your spirit set you free. You walked on by Son of Man, and you will teach. Oh, I always forget to say what time my warm-ups are. We'll say I'll go till probably noon. I've been going till about noon lately. To claim it all, Son of Man up to the sky, your spirit's free. In time will be. Alright. Hopefully it took all of that. Let's do it. To see. Good music, yeah, thanks. I think I have decent taste, but uh-oh. What's going on? Oh no, what is happening? Hold on, guys, my Cintiq isn't registering my pen. Let me save it, it might be Paint Tool Sci. Let me just save really fast. I don't know why, because I didn't do anything. It's fine. Close. Hopefully I don't have to restart right after I start streaming, because that would be annoying. Turn off my Wacom. Turn on my Wacom. Guys, I'm telling you, it's like the year of tech issues. Something weird's happening, guys. So somehow I'm pressing on my Wacom tablet, and it's actually controlling things on my left monitor. Has anyone ever had this happen before? I don't know what's going on. Now I'm just curious if I can draw over there. Yeah, I'll just switch the monitor, I guess. Use this like an old-timey tablet. I've literally never had this happen. I've had so many weird things happen with this, let's see if it's pressure sensitive. It's not. Okay. So that's weird. But yeah, somehow it's reading the tablet as a mouse, I guess. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to restart. Let me mess with my settings really fast and see if I can figure out what's going on. Your Wacom control panel will let you remap what monitor the tablet is snapping to. That's so weird. I wonder why it even changed though. Okay, let me, it's not letting me press the button, so. Tablet properties. The tablet is not responding. Try turning off your... Jeez. I might have to restart. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me see if the Wacom Center will open. Tablet driver is not responding. Click OK to restart the driver. Okay. And restart the driver. Restart the tablet. Ooh, sorry. It's thinking, it's thinking. Oh, there it goes. Okay. And the nicest guy. That was so weird. I've literally never had that happen before. Alright, well, I'm glad I didn't have to restart. Let's try this again. Whew! Alright, just the driver decided to freak out. It's fine. Okay. That was slightly stressful. Alright, week 1, week 2, week 3. Okay, that'll be for next week. Oh, speaking of next week, guys, we're going to start our vehicle sketches next week. I hope you guys are ready. I know I'm not. We're easing into it. I think one day is like pets and vehicles, so at least I have some motivation to draw anything. Alright. Let's design a dragon, though. We're not going to worry about that today. Today is Design a Dragon Day. Do whatever you want, guys. Use your references. You know, look at your shapes and take inspiration from things. We kind of did this a little bit yesterday. At least I did on stream, but if you were here yesterday, you probably saw that process, so I'm probably not going to explain too much how I'm thinking about things, but something I like to do, like especially, you've probably seen this if you've ever hung out for my sea slug dragon streams, right, is I like to play with the body shapes in like builds before I actually do any designing. So it's like, okay, what kind of shapes are out there in nature? What do I think is interesting today? What do I feel like drawing? Ooh, I did say I would make a parasol of this dragon. That'd be kind of fun. Like long tail, short tail, long body, short body, big body, tall, like short, I don't know. There's just so many different, like chunky or lithe or anything like that. Definitely try to respect fantasy, not need to be scientifically explainable. Things like dragons with tiny wings. Like, yeah, I get it because magic. And I don't mind dragons with tiny wings for like the cuteness factor. Like if it's I mean, heck, I might even draw like a cutesy dragon today. Like I don't mind like little chibi dragon, like, oh hey, I'm so cute, my wings are tiny, like look at me, wow, here we go, I'm so little. And then they're just kind of dopey looking and like little kid friendly, and then they look like, I don't mind this. It's whatever, you know. But if you're doing something like that looks like it's heavily like referenced from real life and it's trying to be pretty realistic and then they have tiny wings, it's not my favorite. Now, I do have some dragon designs that I've done in the past. Here we go. Here's our little warm-up dragon, guys. This is what you came here for, right? Cross the line, I got streets of welfare. Honestly, I feel like the music was the best thing about this movie sometimes. What was I saying? I do have a few dragon designs that have wings, but they're not functional, and that's intentional, you know? Like, it's like, oh, these don't actually carry them anywhere. It's something that's, like, going away. Like, they don't use them for that anymore. Like, I have a very old world-building exercise that I did with a friend. We did a comic in, like, 7th grade, and then we played around with it a little more in college, but I designed a like ground-dwelling dragon, and so their wings were actually more. Maybe I'll draw one of those guys, actually. Maybe I'll work on those dragons. I'm so glad we talked about this. Thank you for the inspiration, Sloppy Salamander. It's kind of a fun place for me to play. I'll go pull up some of those old. Anyway, you guys know what I mean. Tiny dragon, tiny wings. Yeah, maybe I'll redesign that, because I was looking at some of those designs the other day. I kind of was moving files around, I stumbled across it, and I was like, oh, I would do this differently now. But it was a fun concept. Yeah, maybe I'll actually do that really fast. I have been looking at a lot of ground-dwelling lizards lately, so maybe I'll redesign their head. I think that was most of my issue with the design I went with. It just didn't look super functional. Oh, we already listened to this, didn't we? Hold on. Okay, sorry, we're gonna listen to this again because I think I didn't get to hear it earlier. In fact, I think I actually uploaded a picture of a redesign, a slight redesign of this dragon type specifically last year during Creature March, now that I think of it. Maybe I'll go pull that up. I just remember they had really big, heavy wings that were like heavily armored, and like they were used for basically digging, like an extra pair of arms. They're really short. That this might not even be the right. They're like basically giant shovels that they use to like push the dirt away. Yeah, let me find those really fast and show you guys what I'm talking about. If you want to see, maybe not. Maybe I should just draw. This is supposed to be a warm-up stream. No, but I think I do want to redesign those now that I'm thinking about it. That would be a fun prompt for me. It gives me something to design around, because if I'm just designing our dragon for no reason, it can look a little goofy. But if I'm trying to think of what their purpose is and how they live, it helps me a lot. So if I even still have those on here, let's see. I don't remember where I put those. Projects, comics. Oh, there it is. Okay. No, I only have a couple. Shoot, I don't have them on this drive. It's been too long since I've worked on it. Here's Dagny though. Here's two of the dragons. This is the only ones I have. I think because I did a character thing last year. And you might survive. Shoot, do I still have Creature March on my computer? I think I do. Projects. Art challenges. Let's see my Creature March challenge. Oh, that's why I have them all in place. No? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where anything is. My filing system is all messed up. No, I don't have it on here. Oh well. Anyway, I was hoping to look at the reference and redesign that, but I guess I'd have to go dig on a hard drive. I don't feel like doing that right now. See if Instagram will load it for me. I did draw one relatively recently, I remember. If I come across it, I will pull it up. No, I'm not seeing it. Okay. Well, I'll look for it later. Oh, right as I say that, here she is. No, I can't do that on this computer. Alright, ignore the little thing that says thumbnail. Anyway, so there's the redesign I did of this one. I don't know that I love the way I did the wings, though. I think I like the original ones better, to be honest. So I'm gonna redesign this. This will be a good prompt for me. Short-bodied, though, heavy set. I think I'm gonna get rid of all those big horns. Those don't really make a lot of sense for a burrowing animal. Seems like that would just get in the way. I think I will do like thicker horns though, like some kind of horn-like plating maybe. We'll play. Let's play. Need to pull up my lizard references though. Beside the ones you love. Yours to claim it all. Honestly, it kind of has the same body as like body style as some of those like early synapsids. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? The prehistoric, like the early mammals that had the really big bodies and the tiny heads. Maybe just because I was looking at those recently. But I'm going to show you guys some pictures just because I think they're funny. Let's see. Early mammal. I forget what they're called, but... yeah. Oh my gosh, these things are crazy looking, you guys. Crazy looking. And you know what's funny? I actually feel a little bit validated right now. I just watched Life on Our Planet, that documentary series on Netflix that I've been meaning to watch for a while. And it's like, I didn't even think about it, but like, I guess a lot of like, you know, after the asteroid or whatever, it makes sense that a lot of the animals that survived were like burrowing animals, or animals that lived underground or were small and could like hide and kind of scavenge. And so like, I don't know, like if this is like a burrowing scavenger who lives in the desert, it kind of makes sense that they would have this body type, right? So I might pull some inspiration from from this ridiculous body design. This one's a little better. Here's one skeleton. I mean, still looks crazy, but I can at least see like the, like I can imagine the shape of this animal. This one right here. Let me pull up a better image. I wish there was a better picture of the skeleton here. I don't even know how to say this word. It's a Codylorhynchus? Codylorhynchus? I have no idea. But it's, wow. Like, wow. It's a herbivorous animal. It almost looks like a turtle with no shell. Or like an early turtle, maybe? I don't know. Look at this skeleton, though. Look how tiny. Look at this fossil. Look what was found. Like, look how small its head is. Compared to its body. It's so crazy. This is a big animal too. Like this isn't like a turtle size. This thing is like the size of a small hippo. Like it's massive. Look at this. Look at this. This is what I like to picture it looks like. Like I imagine like it has like a manatee body design, right? Where it's got like tiny head, like weird body shape, and then just blubber. But even this, still, with that tiny little head, looks so funny to me. I just can't even with this creature. But that's what my dragon reminds me of now. is that, you know? Anyway, sorry, it was a random diatribe. Gronkles. And wait, hold on. I missed something. This dragon's been hitting the gym. Yeah, she's definitely a sturdy creature. Short, squat, and sturdy. That's my motto. Megafauna are great. I agree, Kudo. There's so many cool ones. Man, seriously, you guys have to, if you haven't ever taken a deep dive on Wikipedia and just looked at like ancient megafauna, it's so much more than giant ground sloths. I feel like everyone knows the cave bear and the giant ground sloth, but like there are so many crazy ones. So many crazy ones. Boulder class dragon for sure. Shoot, I missed some chat. Hold on. I was too busy nerding out about stuff. Hey, there's Dagny! I do have a little Dagny emote. Oh, we're talking about Jabba the Hutt biology? Nice, nice. Star Wars animals. Charlie's Dragon, have you heard of, or anybody who's into Star Wars, have you heard of Terrell Whitlatch? Do you follow her work? She's the creature designer behind the Star Wars creatures, and she's so good. I don't know if they do all of her designs in the movie, but there's a book she came out with. It's like the creatures of Star Wars, essentially. Highly recommend it if you are a sci-fi fan and like creature design. But she also has a series of creature design books that I highly recommend. There's one that her first one. I really wish I would have gotten her to sign it. I had a chance to meet her briefly at a convention. It's like the one positive of conventions that I remember. It's getting to meet people like that, like her. But it's called Animals Real and Imagined, I think, by Terrell Whitlatch. I actually have the book behind me. I pulled it out last night when we were talking about paleo art. But anyway, so good, so good. Love it so much. But she's really good at like breaking down the actual anatomy. Maybe I'll show that on stream at the end of stream today. We're talking about like, you know, further research for creature design or something if anyone's watching this and like wanting to get into more anatomically accurate creature design or do better studies or anything like that. Yeah, maybe I'll pull that out. All right. We'll do story time. Story time yesterday was a little sketchy. That was a difficult read. Gotta make up for it, you know. So imagine the back of this wing having like heavy scaling to kind of protect from the rocks and things. And then almost like, I was kind of thinking like almost padded scales, like kind of where the fingers of the wings are. Almost like finger pads, right? To kind of help grip and pull. I don't know. Just, it's kind of a fun thing to play with, so I think I'll think about this a little more probably. And then maybe just some random large protective scales to kind of help soften and cushion the shoveling a bit so that there's no damage to the wing or to the arm, the extra arm, if you will. But I'm actually kind of like pleased. I feel like I thought this anatomy was like pretty good when I made it, and now I'm like, wow, there's so many issues. So maybe, I guess all the studies I think are paying off, hopefully. Been doing quite a few of them in the last year. One of the nice things about not worrying about posting to Instagram all the time is you just draw things that are fun, and you just do things you don't worry about whether or not they're good. I heard somebody say once, like, artists, like, social media is extra detrimental for anyone in the creative field, whether it's art or music or writing or anything like that, because you constantly feel like you have to. We actually were talking about this on the AI art stream last night, and like how the computers are winning in some ways. But just, yeah, like, you get so caught up in trying to produce content, right? Or like trying to keep up and beat the algorithm and constantly making sure you have a fresh stream of work that it becomes this like third job situation. And you spend so much time pouring into that by the time you've built up an audience or like done anything, it's like you can't fail. Like you have to make sure everything's a hit. Because you're very deeply penalized on Instagram and other social medias for not producing things that people are looking at, you know? So making, like, you can't share, like, experimental work, or, like, that's why I used to not share sketches very often, because I was just like, you know, people want to see, like, finished stuff. They don't want to see, like, my little scribbles and mess-ups and studies. Like, that's not what people are after. And so it just becomes this thing where I didn't have time to study, because I was so busy trying to finish, like, do these really refined pieces, or, like, you know, squeeze in time for my portfolio stuff with my part-time job and doing any kind of like thing I thought would do well on social media. Like it just becomes this really, you end up spending all your time doing not what's actually helping you get better at your craft. You just end up doing a lot of generic stuff repetitively. So I don't know. I think I'm just, I'm trying just not to care. I'm trying to not think of Instagram as like this end all be all platform that like will make or break my career. It's kind of hard though, you know. You get sort of conditioned into thinking that way. Anyway, I promise I'll stop. Where's that rant alert? It's still on my list of things to update, guys. I'm still thinking about it, I promise. We'll keep you alive. Gotta have those big diggy claws, right? If you're gonna be a digging dragon. Actually, I kind of want to do different foot style here. Kind of want to make some like finger webbing, kind of like a mole, almost like shovel hands, you know. But I still want her to be good at like walking, and like she does need to be able to hunt. So there's plenty of animals who dig that have more of a predatory foot design, so maybe we'll do that. Gotta be able to run at least a little bit. I think our legs are too long. Can't ever skip leg day when you are a burrowing dragon. All your legs are in motion all the time. Let's see. Watch the series. Wait, hold on. I totally missed what series you guys talking about. Why does animals have antlers? Is it a fast runner? Yeah, I do like some scientific accuracy. I don't need it. I mean, the rule of cool works for me personally. Like, I don't need everything to have an explanation. I just don't want it to only be the rule of cool. Like too much, like leaning too heavily on rule of cool kind of kills things for me a little bit. But I don't need it to be 100% like believable either. Like, I'm obviously drawing a dragon. We've already suspended our disbelief, at least to even include that as a possibility right now to look at. So I'm not like, it is all in good fun, right? There's a balance for me anyway. I feel like there's like a middle ground somewhere that I try to land in. I will say I definitely appreciate a good creature design, like meaning like a creature that makes sense for its environment. Like, you can tell thought was put into it. It isn't just rule of cool, I guess. But I don't know, I'm also not totally above it. Like, I grew up playing Final Fantasy, you know, like, creature designs that make no sense are very, like, well, at least it's fun to look at, you know? Like, I'm kind of okay with that sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just subjective. It might just depend on, like, what the media is, too. I mean, Final Fantasy is very, obviously, like, a super not realistic environment, so I'm, like, totally, I guess I'm more fine with it when the setting is super fantastical. Rather than like when you're trying to make me believe that something could exist or could be real, I guess, if that makes sense. But to each their own, I suppose. I'm not gonna like be mad at anybody who just wants to do chaos creature design just because you can. Like, there's merit in that, you know. It's a fun exercise as an artist anyway. I'm sure as a scientist it probably bothers people. But I don't love those feet still. It's a little too there's something going on I gotta think about for a second. Let me see what I did here. I don't super mind that. Does anyone else remember this song? Am I the only one? Alright, oh wow, I'm so behind on chat. Things like dragons with time, yeah. Sit your butt down, Maleficent. There ain't no way those stupid little wings can get you in the air. It's true. It's true. But she was literally a witch, right? Like a magician, like a sorceress. Like, I can see, even for me, for that, I can suspend my disbelief. Be like, the whole setting is magic. Like, I'm fine with it. She's just trying to scare people. It looks all creepy. Speculative Evolution, kind of. Anyone read his Dark? I have not read his Dark Materials. It's been on my list, but I've never read it. I've heard mixed things. I've heard it's slightly. I've heard that the author thinks it's the best thing that's ever written, and he's a little exhausting to listen to. So it kind of makes me. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth on. I kind of wish I didn't know that, and I could just read it without that kind of bias. But it's not like he's be the first author who thinks that they're the bee's knees, as it were. La, 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 la. There we go. She looks a little too happy. She's kind of a serious character. There we go. I want to give her the potential for happiness. Pretty big chunk of his dark material is where an alternate universe is visited in the creature while falling in a tripodal body plan or a diamond-shaped body plan? Where one leg was in the front, one on the back, and two on the side? Huh. So it's like a very, like an arthropod, like an insect sort of a universe? That's interesting. It'd be interesting to think about, for sure. I made sure to finish the book outside class because it was, oh, yeah, I haven't seen it. Small claw, oh, interesting. Hey, oh, hi Kudo also. Sorry, I'm like, my chat stopped auto-scrolling, so I'm like, I didn't know anyone was talking, so I'm like way behind on chat. My apologies. Catching up. I never read his Dark Material. I think that came out when I was, I think, kind of already teaching, I believe. Or maybe that was when it got popular. I don't know, I just didn't have as much time for reading, I feel like, or maybe I was in college, I feel like, when it came out, but... Yeah, exactly. Wingless Eastern Dragons can fly, totally fine, but some of the How to Train Your Dragon dragons, yeah, I kind of wish they'd... I don't know, for as serious as that they ended up making that series, I almost kind of wish the majority of the dragons weren't so, like, goggly-eyed and goofy-looking. It really takes me, like, it always takes me out of it, especially in the first movie, because they really focus on those. I don't know, the dragon designs are kind of... They're, like, so cartoonish, some of them. Like, they look like caricatures of dragons, right? Oh, my voice! I'm so sorry. Let me try to hydrate a little bit and see if this helps. I'm starting to sound like a creaky grandma. Dragon's been hitting the gym or wherever Dragon's gonna work out. Yeah, the tunnels. Dragon's been hitting the tunnels. Permeates, yeah, synapsids. Okay, I've caught up to the synapsids chat. Okay, here we are. Gronkles, most of the yep. Animated lifting off in a flight with tons of effort between their bulk and tiny wings. Yeah, that's true. That's fair. Hey, to each their own, Oh, hey, Septic, how's it going? Septici. Septici? I always want to say your whole name, but I know. Septici. Oh, I see, because the 3 is an E. Well, welcome. Star Wars, especially in the prequels, it's a lot more world building and generally good. It's, yeah, for sure. I think I might pull that book out later. Yeah, the Avatar. I actually need to watch the new Avatar, but I did like the creatures in James Cameron's Avatar. So the wing would be a giant shovel. Yep. Shame they were chickens couldn't commit to flying sim. Oh, did they not? I haven't seen it. Yeah, should I not watch it? Yeah, we did talk about that. And haven't. Yep. Sorry, I'm caught up to the anger about the online situation, guys. We're here now. What if Knuckle walked like Chalicoth? What? I'm gonna have to look that word up. I have no idea what that word is. Chalicotheris? Is this an animal? Oh, I've seen these. Yeah. It's oh, these are so cute. There's another really fun one called Meropis. I think it might be kind of related to this. Are you familiar with Meropis? I had a friend that did yeah, it's super similar, I think. Let me see how closely related these guys are. Oh yeah, they're literally in the same family. It's very cool. I think it's just like a slightly... So yeah, it's like, this is like the knuckle walking one. It's so funny, it's like a tapir gorilla. It's so interesting to think of an ungulate that had that going on. Yeah, they're so interesting. Anyway. Scarier than a big, huge wings that block out the skin. That's right. Source this. Sorry. I wasn't insectoid. If anything, I think creatures are elephant. Oh, interesting. I would not have thought that. What did not translate well to Norwegian is that bears are basically scientifically called ice bears. But in Norwegian, polar bears are called iceborn, so literally ice bear. That's funny. Alright, I've caught up, finally. Whew. Eastern dragons are more often not demigods. That's true, they're demigods. There's definitely that element of mythology, like, very present, I feel like, in the Eastern dragon mythos, if you will. A lot worse translations in Norwegian. It's just they're talking sapient polar bears. Well, isn't that what they are, though? I haven't actually read it. I see. Well, even in the movie, didn't they make them look like polar bears, though? Like, I thought that they were basically polar bears. They're just more visually appealing than dragons buzzing around like insects do, yeah. Calicothere. Huh, okay. Meropus is a yeah. The one of the non-knuckle walking ones. That was the only one I was familiar with. This playlist could have been mine. Some of these songs have been with me since I was 15, Charlie's Dragons, so... Yeah, some of these tracks are also misnamed for that reason. Like, not for that reason. Well, yeah, because I think I talked about this on the last stream, but I may or may not have acquired a few of these tracks. Not potentially totally legally. I can't remember exactly if I have any of those still, but it's possible some of these are mislabeled from the ye old Napster. I think there was one yesterday that Amaze caught. It was, it said it was by Cheap Trick, but it wasn't Cheap Trick, it was somebody else. I don't know. Boop, 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 boop. Kiss my memory back home. Making love in the green grass. Okay. Oh, good old shovel hands here. There we go. Okay. Let's color it. Yeah, it's a little bit different for sure. That's okay. Her name is Sonia, I think, by the way, if I remember right. No, Seja. I forget where I found that name, but I thought it was really pretty. So that's her name. Pansborn. Armored Bear, Ice Bear. The author got Pansborn right, means Armored Bear. Okay. Might have used Ice Bear because that's the literal translation of Scandinavian languages and they're heavily inspired by Scandinavian. Oh, I see, that makes sense. Oversized sapient polar bear, but not called polar bears. Interesting. So it's a polar bear, but it's basically like a were. Polar bears that could talk and think like humans and more armor. Gotcha. Yeah. I like it. I mean, I saw the previews for the movie, and I'm like loosely familiar with the book. It's a girl, my lord, and a fire. Sorry, the Eagles came on. I had to get the hook in there. I don't want to emphasize those that much. Alright, let's play. Did I close all the gaps? Nope, I can already tell. Hold on. I don't want to play yet. Hold on. Hold. I'm not playing yet. I'm like tempted to give her a barbed poison tail. Just because I've actually thought about that a lot over the last 24 hours. I'm not sure why. I'm just like, why did I not know that about, like, everyone seems to know this about dragons. I've been drawing dragons my whole life. How did I not know? Historically. Maybe I just knew and just didn't log it away. Like, I'm sure I was informed at some point. But, like, how did I not know that they're, like, historically poisonous? Oh, I missed the toe, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Baby, don't say maybe. Say I also found out yesterday that apparently there is a second version of Psy. I didn't know there were two versions of Paint Tool Psy out there. I was not aware. Does anyone use that? Also, apparently I'm using the paper texture. Did not know that, but that's okay. We will play with it. Standing on the corner of Windflowers and Hearts. Be careful, watch all my brother's souls. Fire and snow. This is the only good part of the Hobbit movie. It's a song. We'll see fire. Pretty much copied the design from the movie and the TV show. Oh, I see. I didn't actually know there was a TV show. Movie was Dogwater. Okay. Good to know. Books didn't view the Catholic Church. Oh, I see. Oh, so the Catholic Church is in the books? I don't know that. I knew it was like this like science versus religion thing, which I have like all kinds of thoughts on that and about how that shouldn't be a thing and like isn't really a thing, but it's a thing because people are manipulative. But anyway, I kind of knew it was about that, but I just didn't, yeah, I didn't realize that it was actually Catholics. Soldier on the Talking Bear. Yeah, I was mostly interested in it because of the animal companions part, because, you know, who doesn't love a good animal companion? I find the whole thing in his Dark Materials with people being separated from their demons, basically being lobotomies. So, oh, interesting. You're not acting like we want. We're gonna knock that. Yeah, that's. I guess I'll have to put it back on my. I haven't really thought about it in a long time, to be honest. I think it's on a reading list somewhere that I have. I used to have more time to read. I tended to, when I was doing that though, I tended to prioritize the classics because there's just so many. I don't know. There's just so many books out there that people talk about all the time and reference and things. And I'm just like, I need to read this. Like, I need to know what people are talking about. So I was reading books like War and Peace and Ivanhoe and like the older classics. And I just never quite made it to some of the newer books on that list. But maybe one of these days when I can get my life organized enough to have free time, maybe I will revisit some of those books. Come out to the sea front, but in the trees no sea far away. And so of the two men cover my eyes, dark returns, brothers die, skies falling down. People singing now, I see fire inside the mountain, I see fire. But in the trees, I see fire. Alright, I've spent too much time on this. Let's do another. I'm going to do another dragon design before I head out. Fun to revisit this character, though. Maybe one day. Maybe I'll do another one from this. Dagny's pretty set in stone. I don't think I want to redesign him. I actually did draw kind of an updated version of Dagny recently. Let me pull that one up. I know I pulled up the other one that I had, the old one. But I feel like I drew Dagny relatively recently, actually. It's like this year. Yeah, there he is. Here's Dagny. Good old Dagny. She's changed a little bit. A little more toothy. Here's the very old. This is a super old drawing of him. Slowly morphing slightly. Looking a little more raptor-y these days. I guess he was always kind of raptor-y, though. Anyway. There he is. There's Dagny. So I don't think I want to redesign him. Maybe I'll do Leander. Leander's fun. Or maybe I'll do one of the other two. They're all drakes, right? So they don't actually fly. The big ones. They used to, in my original story, when I was a kid. When I wasn't worried about science and just wanted to have fun. Where is that picture? Did I just delete it? No, there he is. So they used to have wings, these guys. But I took the wings away. Because it just didn't, they're so big, it just didn't make sense. But I think there is going to be like some kind of a, something, we'll see, we'll see. Maybe I'll draw his kiddos. In the moonlight shining, it's hard in mine. Maybe I'll make them more parasaurolophus-y. Give them a little more love. It's just such an elegant head shape, you know? Makes me high. Parasaur! Heck yeah. Carnivorous parasaur. It's not quite as parasaurolophus-y. Changed it. I kind of want to give one of them a weird tongue, like a weird bird tongue, though. I've also been thinking about those bird tongues too much. The backwards facing tongue that's like that. It's so weird. Like, who doesn't want their tongue to look like this? I wonder if dinosaurs had tongues like this. I might just start drawing all my dinosaurs with these weird bird tongues. At least the carnivorous ones, right? Me, I do. Yeah, exactly. Anyway. I don't know. I think it's fun. I proved that summary salamander. Oh wait, my friends give me no hints as to what it's about other than... Wait, what are you talking about? I missed another book. The Nath Dragon Chronicles? I've never heard of this. Got the first 10 book set. See, that is the problem. That is the problem with fantasy series. They are so long. Dagny without an E is a Scandinavian woman's name. Yeah, I think it's traditionally actually a female name here in the States too. But I just liked it. I just thought it would be a cute one. Shoot, I started reading War and Peace in high school, just so I could say I read it, didn't get far. Oh, I actually really liked War and Peace. I thought it was going to be a slog. You know, like I thought I was going to have to like force myself to get through it. And maybe the first like chapter was like that, but once I got into the characters and the story, I like tore that book up. I really liked it. I was surprised by how much I liked that book. I thought it was going to be one of those like box check books where it's like, oh, I'm just reading this because I have, you know, I feel like I have to because it's War and Peace, you know, like everyone, it's like the classic of classics or whatever. But no, I actually really, really liked it a lot. It's on my list of books to reread if I ever have time. It is long, so that's part of why I haven't reread it yet. It's much easier to reread a short book, obviously, but I really enjoyed it. If you haven't, I don't know, if you are a reader, if anyone out there is a reader, and you haven't started reading through some classics, give them a shot. They're really, I actually really like the older style of writing. I feel like in so many ways, it's so crazy to me how far our literacy has fallen, because there's like no way some of those books from like 100 years ago even would ever be published today as like a children's book. Like even The Hobbit, it was considered a children's book back then. Like the reading level so much higher than today's reading level standard, I would say. Like plenty of kids read it above their reading level, but I feel like the reading level is a very low bar in a lot of ways. I don't know, maybe this is just the book nerd in me, but I love reading those older novels because I get to learn so many new words, and just the way that they write is so much more. It's not flowery is not the right word, but I feel like a lot of modern novels I can't get into because the writing is just so. Is it too? It's probably too judgmental sounding of me to say basic, but hopefully you know what I'm trying to say. It's like there's this type of literary pandering. I almost feel like that. I feel like I'm on the receiving end of when I read more modern novels. Maybe I'm just not reading the right ones. But like even ones I've really enjoyed, like Brandon Sanderson's novels, they're super fun. I still feel like the bar is kind of low. And I get it, you're trying to get people to read in an age where nobody reads and everyone does short form everything, like there is no long form. I get it. I understand why it's like that. I just don't like encouraging it, that's all. I don't know. Half the fun of reading for me is just like reading the way something is described, or like the way the author sees this thing happening, or I don't know. You just don't, I feel like you don't get as much of that. Like it's been a long time since I've read a book and been able to tell the author's voice. Maybe the most recent example of one that I have been able to read is, she's not even that recent. She was bigger in the 80s and 90s, I think. But Robin McKinley really has strong author voice, I feel like. Like, I feel like I could read a Robin McKinley book and I would know that that was Robin McKinley. Maybe Brandon Sanderson. I don't know. It's harder with fantasy novels, I feel like, sometimes. But anyway, I'm sorry for my other diatribe today on reading. It's the teacher in me. That's not even true. I can't even say that. It's really just the book nerd in me. That has been festering since I was in like 4th grade. Okay, let me catch up again. I'm sorry. Oh, I see. It's not the actual Catholic Church. Got it. Truth, Charlie. Very truth. I tend to pick up this because I want to read them, sometimes because friends are really into them, so I want to at least check out what got them so excited. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think you should read a book just to say you have. I think the reason I'm interested in the classics is because I want to know why they were so groundbreaking sometimes. Or like, I want to know where the tropes come from. You know, it's like reading a classic sometimes in a modern context can be very like, oh, I've heard this story before. But a lot of times the reason you've heard that story before is because this was the first person to do that, you know. And I don't know, it's kind of just from like a literary history standpoint even. I sometimes just like being familiar with that stuff. But I really do recommend War and Peace. I don't think that's one, even if you start out reading it just to say that you have, I don't know, I really liked it. I think it really holds up for me anyway. And plus it's always interesting to just read the human experience in a different setting, right? Like so many classics, I feel like they're like, all books are talking about the human experience really, if you get down to it. And in like a lot of ways people don't change, right? So even though the setting is different, the way people are behaving is very familiar. It's just like the words they're using might sound a little different or something. I don't know. I just find all of that really interesting, but that could just be me. Everyone reads for different reasons. I'm not trying to say anybody should read for the same reasons I do, but I also just don't have time to read anymore, which is the saddest part. I wish I did. Miss reading. I have so many books that I pick up from these My Little Libraries that are all over the place here in Colorado. I just never have time for them. We're gonna stop again. Wait. Look, it's so sunny. Just wanted to kind of saturate this a little more and play with that, but I don't think I like it actually. Just a little bit of a touch of red. That's all I really want. No, I've gotten to a place though on the note of not being bothered to spend more time on a book. I used to be somebody when I was younger, had more time. I was like, no, I can't just start a book and not finish it. Like, I have to finish it. And like, I would be very obsessive and fixated on finishing this book, even if I thought it was terrible. That never really paid off for me. Like, there was never a time when I was like, you know, I'm glad I finished this book that I just clearly wasn't written for me, or like wasn't in my interest set or whatever. It was more of like a just to say I did it, maybe kind of like you're talking about. But now, like if I'm not into a book, I'm just gonna put it down. Like I'm not, and probably give it away. Like I'm just not gonna. I don't have time to waste like that. Like I guess I used to, because that's what it does end up feeling like to me. So I'm definitely with you there. With you. Become home. Go stop working on that one. I'm supposed to be drawing a new dragon, Casey. Come on now. We only got a few minutes left. About a half an hour. So, let's do another. I'm gonna redesign these guys. I have a dinosaur art book where the T-Rex on the cover has that tongue. No way! It does look super cool. Yes. That's interesting. So I guess it is a thing. Dragon Riders of Pern. Oh, okay, yeah. Dragon Riders of Pern I definitely I've only read one of, but that was a big one. There's no reason. Yeah. Names are just sounds of letter combinations. For sure. But it is, I think it's a unisex name here in the States. Like I feel like I've heard of like old men named Dagny too. But I think it is even here. That's all I was saying is I think here it is also traditionally it's like an old-timey female name. You don't really hear it anymore. Kind of like Margaret, it's like one of these older names that you just don't really find. To the mama and papa. Alleyways and payphone calls. Always whenever I'm with you. I want to make this one have more of like an iguana cat. It's kind of the aesthetic I'm going for, I guess. But I think I'm going to make him a little more smooth-bodied. I need to pull up a reference of a cat leg, though, just to make sure I get that right. I struggle with older novels. Really? Maybe it's because English is my... Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I imagine that would be frustrating because older English is so... You guys saw me yesterday. I could barely get through that 1500s poem. Oh, straighten up, Casey. Don't slouch. Don't slouch. It's getting kind of warm. I'm going to take this vest off. Ugh. Lord of the Rings is hard for you to read. Oh, interesting. I appreciate the style, but I struggle with getting the meaning. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure... Are there, like, equivalent classics in your own culture, though? Like, in your own language? I feel like... Do you ever read classics from where you are from that are easier to parse? Or is that just something you don't enjoy in general? My brain also cannot do poems at all. It just shuts down. Oh, no way! Oh, you would hate... so one of my favorite books that I ever read that I did not expect to like was called Titus Grown. I got the recommendation out of a book I was reading where the character, or the person in the book was reading Titus Grown. It was like a biographical book about gorilla conservation. It was called Gorillas in the Mist. Really, really good read, actually. But anyway, they referenced Titus Grown. I was like, oh, I wonder what that is. So I'll go check out the library. And I kid you not, the first 100 books, or 100 pages, I had to slog through them. So I guess I take it back. This is the one time that whole, I'm going to finish this even though I hate it. This is the one time that paid off. It's like probably one of my top fantasy series. And it's for me, it's the first book I ever read. I stopped trying to read it to find out what happened. And I started reading it just to see how the author would next describe something. Like, that was what was exciting to me, was learning more about the way this person saw this world. The whole book, like, it's massive. It's probably close to the size of War and Peace. Maybe not quite that long, but it's long. And it takes place over 4 days. Like, it's crazy. And I didn't know that going into it. I had no idea that it was going to be like that. So I'm sure that sounds like someone's nightmare. Maybe your nightmare, so I apologize for scaring you. But I will say that is the one time that slogging through a book I was not enjoying initially. That's one I'm definitely planning on. I will reread that book. The second book, so it's like a series. It's kind of an interesting series. The second, it's like a gothic fantasy, but gothic in the classical sense. And maybe a little bit of like this, like stoic darkness sense too. It's like a very morbid, not morbid. It's a very morose setting. I don't really know how to describe it. But yeah, the guy, so it turns out the guy who wrote it, it was like his first novel. And he had been a poet, like he was a poet like classically. And so it totally just, for me, and this sounds like you would hate this, but I love that book. Titus Grown, the second one was called Gormenghast. I think they actually made a mini-series out of the book series. So if you're from the UK, if anyone's from the UK, you might be familiar with it. I think it was a UK mini-series. Gormenghast is much faster paced. It's probably more what you would expect when you open a fantasy novel. Like, there's a lot going on, there's a lot of character development, and like conversation and dialogue and action. Like, for all the slowness of Titus Grown, Gormenghast is like a race car, I feel like. And then the third book in the series it's kind of sad but also interesting. Like, so the author was suffering from dementia by that time, and he was kind of losing his mind a little bit. And it's an interesting parallel because the whole series has this undertone of like mental health and like madness, and it's like you watch the characters going crazy a little bit along with the author. And like by the third book is actually like it feels more like an unfinished outline than an actual book. It's like kind of jumps everywhere. It feels like you're reading his notes of where he wanted the story to go rather than an actual cohesive story. Like, there's some sections that are super fleshed out and the chapter's really long, and then there's some chapters that are like half a page in length, and like that's the chapter. Like, it feels like they just published like his work in progress, and it's really interesting. So they're each interesting for different reasons. I don't think I'll ever read the third one again just because it was a little bit too disjointed and didn't really flow. Like, it just felt too much like I was reading somebody's ideas for their story. Like, his family ended up publishing it, I think. Anyway, but I really liked it. Buying all of Lord of the Rings books in a single volume. Dictionary thin pages. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I love Lord of the Rings. You should totally finish it. I guess I just like hefty novels, guys. I probably just have a It's just my book kink, I guess. Dickens has a habit of inserting full sentences in the middle of other sentences. Yeah, Dickens is a little harder for me to read. Like Gertrude, exactly. Gertrude. I've never read more than the first line in it. I got paperbacks with illustrations a few years ago that I more or less finished to the point where they throw in the ring. Oh, okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I really liked Lord of the Rings, honestly. I didn't find it super descriptive, but I think it just goes back to, like, you know, modern, like I was talking about earlier, like modern writing styles versus older writing styles. I think the expectation for what it means in literacy to, like, write a novel has changed. And I think, like, what's getting published and what's getting put on shelves is very different than what used to be. So I'm sure there's people out there writing very classic styles of literature. I just don't think that they're getting picked up. I think that the things that are selling are not those styles of books. Like, I think you're both very, like, that feels like what I hear from a lot of people who read. I'm just a weirdo, I think. I have a few friends, though, that are like that too, that also enjoy the heavier, I don't know, heavy makes it sound like, I'm not trying to say like it's, I guess wordy, the wordier novels maybe. I just like getting lost in a book, and I feel like losing myself in the words is kind of part of the fun of reading for me. If I can finish a novel in an afternoon, I'm kind of like, I'll forget about that in like 2 weeks. But if I spend months, like, digging through something, it's like, oh, I'm really immersed in this. But I also don't have time to read like that, so it's probably also why people don't read that way, because we're such a fast-paced society. Nobody, like, has time to sit down and just read. It's kind of sad. Things, they do be changing, as always, as ever. Hopefully we'll swing back the other way eventually. Give ourselves a little more of a break. A little more cultural leeway to enjoy things like that. Although I wonder if that's like a uniquely Western thing, because I know there's a lot of Eastern cultures, well, and even some Western cultures that prioritize rest and like just like taking quiet time, you know. Like that's I forget if it's Mexico or Spain, but one of the Spanish cultures, they do actually have a siesta still. It's like a built-in, like, siesta's a thing. Like, it's a kind of like tea time in old Britain. I don't know if tea time is still a thing, but there's like time set aside just to like be still and rest and like not be working and kind of like take care of yourself. Like, it's like a self-care time, like self-care hour. I don't know. I really like that idea, and I wish we would implement something like that in the States. Like, kids get it, you know? They get like nap time. But since when do adults not need? I could use a nap today. I guess I am in charge of my own schedule. I could probably build one in, but I'm not going to, because I feel like I gotta get stuff done. So back to dragon design, though. Had a lot of random rants today. My idea behind this guy is they're kind of like maybe like the panther of the dragon world a little bit. Like they do a lot of land running and hunt their prey that way. They don't fly. I toyed for a while with the idea of like the babies being able to like glide and maybe doing like some sort of like, you know, remnants of wings kind of thing, where there's like skin flaps or something. But I think because the adults are so big, like these are dragons like that when they're adults, people are like this tall, right? So these are big boys. Maybe this tall. But still, like they're massive. And like this would be like an adolescent, and like a human would be like this tall, you know? Like really, 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 really big. Maybe like a young adolescent. So it just didn't make sense, going back to the science bit of this, it just didn't make sense to make them fly, you know? I couldn't figure out a way to make it. And also, honestly, when I was thinking about making this as a comic, I just didn't want to draw giant wings all the time. Like, these critters are the basically the main characters of the story, and I was like, wings are kind of annoying to draw. They're awkward and cumbersome. They get in the way a lot of shots. A lot of times you can't see the anatomy of the creature. So like these tiny wings I don't mind, because I can tuck those away pretty easily. They can just lay flat on the back. But, you know, wings big enough to carry this creature would be like just the whole animal. like they would be unfathomably large. Like you'd almost have to have a wing that folded twice, you know? Like maybe the hand, like maybe the finger, I don't know. Like maybe the wrist is here and the, I don't know. It would just be chaos. So much wing, right? It'd have to be so big. So I just didn't want to do that. And I haven't really decided whether or not this world has like magic per se, so I'm trying to keep it a little more like pseudo-realistic, you know? Like obviously they're dragons, so it's not that realistic. Ooh, but you know what I can do with these guys? I can give them a poison tail, since I know what that's about now. What's a fun poison tail? The ones that are like that are kind of fun. Don't make a lot of sense, but they are fun. I like the idea of having one that like can kind of collapse into the tail when they're not, like it can retract maybe. I have to think about that a little bit. The other fun thing about these guys, before I head out here in a sec, I like them to have racing stripes. Because they're so fast. Why isn't it letting me? There it goes. Whee! Who doesn't love a good racing stripe? I'm sorry, did you not want Techno Elvis? Was that not what you guys had on your list of things to listen to today? Because I think you just may have forgotten, but it actually is what you wanted to listen to today, so that's what we're doing right now. Have some Techno Elvis. Every time I hear the word techno, also, side note story, I think of my friend, well, I don't really know him anymore, but he's an acquaintance of mine, I guess I should say, when I lived in Texas, and He got very offended that I used the word techno one time. He's like, it's electronic music. Oh, sorry. Didn't realize. I don't know. Sometimes I think musical elitism is really funny. Maybe I'm being the obtuse one here. Maybe I'm totally in the wrong and I should definitely know better, but it made me laugh. It's like, it's called EDM. Okay, sorry. Didn't know. It was just funny. That's all. That's the end of that story. I know it was riveting. Riveting story. Yeah, I think this was a popular one in the early 2000s, I'm sure. I only had popular music, so I don't know obscure stuff from the 90s. I like big books and I cannot lie. I love that. Oh, Count of Monte Cristo. Yes, that's on my list too. I actually have that movie on my list. It's on my shelf right now. I need to watch it. Maybe we could watch that for movie night. Do you guys want to help me get through my movies I haven't seen list? Because it's massive. I marathon the movies too. It was such a mistake. What? Are you talking about Lord of the Rings? Oh man, yeah, we're really different people. And that's okay. I love the Lord of the Rings. Marathoning it is hard. I was talking to Cinna on, maybe you were, I don't remember if you were in the Discord or not at that time. We were talking about doing a Lord of the Rings movie night marathon, where it's like an all day. If I ever have a Sunday where I'm not doing something most of the day, we'll have to try that and see if we can see how far we get before we're like, all right, I gotta call it, guys. So done sitting here and watching TV. But I do love those films. Struggle less with early modern English, middle English, and old English, all pre-1600. Yeah. Interesting. So you actually struggle less with that, and it's not the words themselves, it's how they put together words in 1800 novels. I see. That makes sense. Depends on the topic, but the bits of Old Middle English we have are shorter, more straight to the point, and not all the flowery poetic flaffling of Victorian novels. That's true. There's a lot of flaffling. That's a good word. I don't want to read a whole book in Old English. I'd be lost, but I can get through a few verses. How did you? You must have done pretty well on that little canto we read yesterday. Let me pull that back up if anyone missed it and wanted to give it a shot. I probably shouldn't. I need to finish this dragon, but here's Flaggy, inspired by said medieval writing. Yeah, this was a rough one for me. You can go back and watch my VOD from yesterday if you want to see me struggle through this. But it was a little rough. It's just all the, sorry, I know I keep scrolling, trying to get it zoomed in for you guys. It's just all the, like, random letters I'm not used to seeing in places that threw me. It's like, what word is this supposed to be? Getting to understand older books is definitely a skill and has put time into honing, yeah, for sure. I read, like, the Canterbury Tales was hard for me, and I feel like that is kind of this era, right? Isn't that, like, 1600s, 15, 14? I don't know, it might be a translation, honestly. I read, like, half of the Canterbury Tales, and I had to put that one down. Yeah. I don't want to read, yeah, okay, hold on. I do want to read Monte Cristo. I've gone from intimidated by Redwall. Oh, I love Redwall because of how thick they were. No, Redwall's so good. Those don't even feel like big books to me because I read them so fast. I haven't read those in a long time either. My little brother was super into Redwall as a kid. I think my parents have like the whole series at their house still. I'll hesitate. Yeah, that's fair. A 500 to 600 word book. Or page book, word book. Page book is it's an investment if you're not sure if you're gonna like it. I do really enjoy The Way of Kings. If you've never read Brandon Sanderson, I think it's a good one to start with. Even though it's long, I feel like I just like poured through it. 700 pages each. Oh my gosh! If it's dragon related, I likely will. Nath Dragon's World has been a lot. Yeah, I bet. As long as they're not being used as horses and beasts of burden. Have you ever read Firebringer, Kudo? It's about, I think it's about, like, literally all the main characters are, they're all just fantasy creatures. I think it's called, there's a name for the trilogy, but it's called The Firebringer. It's not the one about the deer. It's an old one from, like, the 80s. But it's about unicorns and dragons. And I think there's griffins too. But the dragons are kind of the bad guys, so maybe you wouldn't like it. Oh, saving. I should save. Yes, thank you. I'll do that. Pretty sure I know the remix, yeah. This is one of my... Yeah, nice, nice. I might have to take a couple of read-throughs to get through that poem. I know. It's a lot. It was a lot yesterday, guys. Do you have the whole series? Yeah. I didn't catch you reading the poem, but yeah, that's fine for me. Oh man, if you want to see me struggle through this, I read it pretty early in yesterday's VOD. I don't think I want to try it again. It was pretty bad the first time. I think it was mostly because I thought I didn't really like, I kind of glanced through it and I was like, oh, Clashing of Armor, yeah, I can read this will be fine. You know, like I didn't read the whole thing before I put it in here. And then on stream I was like, great, story time, guys, like grab your tea, let's learn about, you know, Western dragons, blah, 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 like, and so I started reading it and the first few lines I did okay and then it just got like progressively harder. Harder for me, so. Salamandastron in the 2nd grade, and you never returned it to the class library. Sloppy salamander. That's okay. I'm sure your teacher forgave you. And as somebody who had a class library, when you loan out to an elementary school kid from your personal class library, you know that there's a 50/50 chance that that's never going to come back to you. Like, it's just part of it. I'm sure that it was like a spare copy, if it makes you feel any better. When I was a teacher, I was the art teacher, I would kind of put all my, like, spare books or books that I had found, like, for, you know, buy 5 books for $1, because back then you could find deals like that, like half-price books. And so I'd pick up stuff that I thought was good, that was like, oh, I liked this as a kid, or oh, this has some good art in it. And I'd just throw those on the shelf. $5, you know, whatever. And then, like, most of the time my kids were pretty good about it, because we were so busy they didn't have time to do a lot of reading. But if a kid borrowed something from that, I was, like, always kind of surprised and impressed when they brought it back, to be honest. Checked the whole series out from... Oh, nice, nice. Did you like it? Griffins for bad guys, too. That's right, that's right. Yeah. Half-price books is so good. They don't have them in Colorado. Sorry, I'm eating breakfast. I'm really hungry. I'll get back to drawing, and I'll eat off stream. I used to be really bad about eating on stream all the time. There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. Okay. Let's finish coloring this. It's kind of rough, but... Alright, for like an outro, I've only got like 5 minutes left until I'm gonna stop streaming. Give me just like some random animals, and I'm gonna try my best to mishmash them into a creature design here. If you can think of some. Play a little game. Little design game. Will be a good challenge for me. Do I want to give them little feeties? I feel like I do that in a lot of my dragons. I have like a bad habit of I really like dark feet. Like dark points on an animal. So like dark face, dark feet, dark tail tip. Like, I don't know, it's an aesthetic that I find pleasing. And so I need to get away from that, but anyway. Okay. Let's see. A chameleon and a guinea pig. Oh gosh. Firebringer series is good. Yeah. And goldfinch. A pine martin. Oh, I love pine martins. Okay, I'll do a pine martin for sure. Let's see. A chameleon and a guinea pig. Man. And a goldfinch. Okay. I think I can make a dragon out of that. It's just gonna be a sketch. I'm not gonna probably color it, but just for fun. Pine martins are adorable, guys. If you haven't seen a pine martin, you're missing out. This is gonna be one of those dragons that you, whoever said they didn't like the small wings on dragons, though, you're not gonna be pleased, because goldfinch makes me think like, oh my gosh, this song. I forgot about this song. Does anyone else remember this? It can't just be me. Pine martin little ears. They're so cute. It's gonna look like a griffin. I don't really actually know what a goldfinch. Hold on, like a goldfinch, like a songbird, right? Are those songbirds? I have goldfinches on my feeder. All right, I gave them too much of a parrot beak. All right, let's do it from the side actually, so I can design a little better. All right, we're gonna do goldfinch head, pine marten ear. I kind of want to give him a little pine marten snout though too. It's gonna look like a griffin. Let's not do a beak then. Vale's not here. What else did we say? A cuttlefish. Oh man, I don't know if I can do all of those. Pine marten. I like the body design of a pine marten. That long tail can be very dragony for sure. Oh man. Goldfinch for wings. Guinea pig muzzle. Oh, I don't know if I can do all of these. Because guinea pigs are like, I mean, it's like that, right? Let me look up a guinea pig. Speaking of references. Look at a guinea pig skeleton. Oh, wow. They have so much fur, I never would have guessed that this is what their skull shape was. Yeah, I can definitely use that skull shape. You'll be finding one you can hide, you can't escape my love. I remember making it dragony though. It's gonna have like spikes and stuff. And a little pine marten ear, because pine marten ears are cute. A cuttlefish though? We can give it a cuttlefish eye. How about that? I was just drawing those on stream. Don't they have like a face shield or something? Hold on. Maybe I'll take that. Oh, they do kind of have like a funny... Alright. Hold on. We can make this work. We can make this work. I think I want to make that a horn though. I don't think I want to make it more of like a head shield thing. Okay. What else we got? Pine marten. I'm gonna go read some since we've been talking about books. Yeah, go do it. Thanks for hanging out, Charlie's Dragon. I'm gonna draw this crazy monstrosity and then I'll probably be off for the day. But if you're around in about 4 hours, I'll be doing silly dragon valentines. So if you're off to bed though, have a great night and thanks for hanging. See, I had tablet issues too earlier. Guinea pigs are potatoes, that's true. Goldfinch for wings. Swipe the spikes for tentacles and bam, you've got a cuttlefish. Yeah. I mean, I could give it like tentacly teeth or something, but I kind of want the guinea pig like buck teeth to be in there a little bit. Let's do a little goldfinch wing. Songbirds have such funny wing shapes. Like the desert's mist. This is quite the combination of creatures, guys. Oh yeah, saving. Thank you, Amaze. I think I forgot to do that earlier. There was a series that had a pine marten. I think it was called like Inkheart or something like that. But the pine marten had like little horns, had like little antlers coming out of its head. It was like a magical pine marten. So cute. I think about that a lot. I actually think I spelled the name wrong because of that book, because I think maybe they spelled it differently. Maybe not. I could be missing that up, but... somewhere. Like the deserts miss the rain, miss you. Deserts miss the rain. Guess he could be more Eastern Dragon than Western Dragon. It's fine. I like little tiny pine marten feet though. He's just a fluff that wants to love. See, he's a friendly dragon. Look at that little smile. Alrighty. So cute. He wants to be your Valentine. Gotta remember those ventral feathers, they tuck under this way. And then these are this way. I always forget. Alrighty, well there we go guys. Drew some dragons. I think I'll go out on this one. I did like this one the best probably. It's a lot of fun to revisit this old character and play with it a little bit, so. Let's see if I can find somebody to raid. I will be streaming again this afternoon. It'll be dragon themed. I'm either going to... Nah, I'm probably just going to do the silly Valentine's thing. If I get tired of that, I might swap back over to the illustration I started last week, because I do want to make a little bit of progress on that. But, yeah, it'll be dragon related if nothing else. So go have a great rest of your morning or afternoon or whatever, evening or whatever time it is for you. And hopefully I will catch you guys another time. Let's see who's on. And then, yeah, don't forget we'll have a special stream tomorrow. I don't know if I'll do warm-ups or not yet. Well, here's somebody I just met the other day. She was super nice. So let's go into Elsie. Elsie Art. Was kind of poking around on Twitch and met this really nice artist. So we're gonna go over to Elsie Art, go say hi. If you want to hang out, that's fine. If not, you gotta go. That's cool too. But yeah, thanks for hanging with me, guys. Appreciate you. Oh, thanks, Amaze. I totally forgot to mention all the socials in the Discord. So there's all those. If you need those, if you have emotes that you'd like to spam as we raid, feel free. I like a good old-fashioned hearts and cheese, so that's what I'm gonna do. Hearts and cheese. Boop, boop, boop. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Hearts and cheese for you all. Thank you for coming. And hopefully we will see you, if not tonight, maybe tomorrow, and if not this week, maybe next week. So have a good one.